Sports museums and halls of fame continue preserving the stories that define athletic history. Through photographs, memorabilia, championship trophies, interactive exhibits, and personal collections, these institutions help fans better understand the athletes, teams, and moments that shaped generations of competition. By connecting today's fans with the accomplishments of the past, sports museums ensure that the traditions and history of athletics continue inspiring future generations. For All Sports News, I'm Brendan Cafferty.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
If you're losing calls, missing leads, or spending too much time chasing customers, this message is for you. Create Assistance helps businesses answer every call, text, and message 24/7 using AI employees without hiring more staff. We handle bookings, follow-ups, reminders, and customer communication all inside one simple system built for small businesses. Stop losing opportunities after hours. Visit createassistance.ai and book a quick call today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busy work. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call, or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
It was the Roman poet Virgil who said, "Easy is the descent to hell. All night long, all day, the doors of dark Hades stand open. But to retrace the path, to come out again to the sweet air of heaven, there is the task, there is the burden. If I cannot move heaven, I will raise hell." We'll talk about that later, but now it's time for Rick Tittle and titillating sports on Sports Byline USA. All right, thank you for that, and welcome to a TGIF edition of Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. What's going on? What you got? Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, auto racing, boxing, Olympics, go to rollerball, chess, checkers, rugby, cricket. This is what we do's. This is how we do's it. This is how we do's it. That was the great JB Smoove. That's how he talks. It's been a while since JB's been in. We got to get him in here again. All right, let's call him up since we're best friends. 1-800-878-PLAY. This show is mostly sports, but we do get into the entire entertainment world And we'll have some filmmakers, plural, in the first hour. But other than that, we do have open lines the rest of the show. Carmine Marino will check in from Pro Wagering 11-12 to talk about the ponies. We'll talk about not just the ponies, but the ponies. We can talk to him as well. But we'd love to hear from you. 1-800-878-PLAY. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, auto racing, boxing, Olympics, quarter ball, chess, checkers, rugby, cricket, whatever you'd like. 1-800-878-7529. I'm also on camera, my fine self. And Time Magazine called me hella hot. You can look on YouTube or twitch.tv. Search for Sports Byline. Don't just put in titillating. You might get something tawdry and baudry. Also around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. If you are in the military, you're doing a great job. Stay safe. Come home soon. Keep up the good work. We also stream through sportsbyline.com. Go there. Click listen live. Any emails, rick@sportsbyline.com. You can get in that way as well. And if you'd like to listen to me through your cable television, you can go to CRN Digital Plus 2, the cable radio network, channel 2 in your cable provider. Also the TuneIn app, the iHeartRadio app, and the Stitcher app. And the Twitter is @RickTittle. Come on back.
Do you want to make a statement with a sports hat you wear? Then be sure to check out allinlid.com. All In Lid's hats are clean, modern designs with a wide variety of colors that make it easy to find one that fits your style. Built to perform while looking great anywhere. If you're looking for a premium, comfortable, waterproof hat you'll want to wear every day, check out allinlid.com. Remember, All In Lid isn't about what you wear, it's about how you think. That's allinlid.com.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract. Even if the panels are already installed, our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. That's 800-826-4073.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Life is full of tough choices, but switching and potentially saving hundreds when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive isn't one of them. Not like choosing a vacuum, which, sounds simple enough until 3 weeks later when you're joining vacuum forums and pouring through countless articles. Pretty soon you're making full-on spreadsheets, sifting through thousands of online reviews and saying things like cordless runtime in your everyday conversations. At least bundling home and auto with Progressive is an easy choice. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius. The best show ever. He's so wonderful. Genius. The best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle he's so handsome. He's a genius.
You're now listening to The Rick Tittle Show. Good for you.
All right, thank you so much, and it's great to have you with us. 1-800-878-PLAY. There's this guy who he guards and by the way, thanks everyone who's tuning in and seeing my fine self on YouTube and Twitch in my zip hoodie and my reading glasses, because that's some hot stuff. Anyway, there's a guy that at the Montgomery BART station, BART Bay Area Rapid Transit, it's our subway here in the San Francisco metropolitan Bay Area. And I shouldn't make fun of his accent, but every day he laughs at his own jokes. I have a point here in a second. And they're not even jokes. But he guards the bathroom. That's the thing. There's a podium because otherwise people will at best sleep in the bathroom, and at worst will, take fentanyl, whatever, commit crimes and assaults in the bathroom. So he has a little podium and he stands there and he's like, ah ha ha, Monday, ha 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 ha, it's Monday, ha 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 ha, you don't like Monday, ha ha ha. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm Frowny McFrownerson as I walk by. Then Wednesday, hump day, you almost there. And Thursday, you almost there. I'm gonna get canceled for this accent. Ha ha. And then Friday, you made it. Ha. You made it. Ha 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 ha. You made it. Ha ha ha. You made it. Ha ha ha. All right. So how annoying is that? I just did it for 8 seconds. This poor guy. He probably has no phones. No phones, no friends. I'm looking at an ad for phones. Thanks, Freud. Thanks, algorithm. Anyway, he probably has no friends. But what I want to say is, can you please shut up? But the other thing I want to say is, there's nothing to laugh about, right? There's nothing to laugh about. And the whole thing of Friday, you made it. Made it to what? What did we make? So right when I said a Friday edition, all I thought of that guy, you made it. Ha ha ha. Tuesday. Nobody liked Tuesday. Ha ha ha. Yeah, Bailey wants to quit so bad right now. I don't blame him. How did this guy get a radio show? That's really the question. Good thing I'm not nationally syndicated or anything. All right, last night I watched the Raiders, lifelong Raider fan, and it's not the same with them in Vegas. But then again, when they run out, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. But I'm still a fan. I didn't go anywhere. It's not something where it's must-see TV. What I mean by that is now that they don't play even in my state anymore, there were, I'd swear, at least half the games I couldn't watch on TV. So I would follow it on my phone. There were some weird pockets where it was on TV. And they're not in Maine, they're in Nevada. And just so everyone on the East Coast knows, it's Nevada, it's not Nevada. And it's also Oregon, it's not Oregon. It's just like I had to learn not to say Appalachia. It's Appalachia. I didn't know that. I always thought it was Appalachia. But the people who live in Boone, North Carolina call it Appalachia. So I probably should too. There was like, I was talking about last year, I would look at the NFL map and it would be like, everyone in the Bay Area will get Chiefs, Ravens, Lamar and Patrick. Nobody cares. But Susanville, this little town in the Sierra foothills north of Tahoe, that'll get the Raider game. And I know it's punitive because they would get much higher ratings because there's a lot of schmucks like me that still watch the Raiders in California. And it's not about ratings. I understand if it's on the same time as a Niner game. And even like Chargers and Rams, no one cares. But you could say, well, it's California. And like I said, that's dumb, but I would be like, all right. But when they say, you're going to get Bills, Falcons. Well, Josh Allen's going to get more people. Blah, blah, blah. And since the Raiders were the worst team in football last year, quite literally, luckily no relegation, right? They have 0 national football games. So I'm talking national TV football games. Rick, they're in the national football. All right. So last night, being on ESPN, I think that was it. Now they're playing the Niners next week. By the way, next Thursday, I will be, I guess, part of the pregame because I'm going to be on KMBR from 2 to 6. And then they're going to go right into the Raider-Niner game. But I guess I better start looking at the Niners. Rick, how'd you think DeJon Stribling did? Great. How about Kalon Black? Who? So I think that was it for the national game, but I did get to see him. And Fernando Mendoza threw a pick 6 to a 4th-round pick out of Clemson. And against the Texans. The Raiders did win the game with AOC coming back. Guy's name was Wayne Woodaz, by the way. Damn, you dance so stiff. You must have a Woodaz. Anyway, the thing that I think, if there's any concern, and I don't have really many concerns in a preseason game, unless a guy goes out and literally can't take a snap, like Kyle Bowler or Mike Glennon. If he literally can't take a snap, then all right. But on the other hand, the pick 6 that Mendoza threw, it was a little bit behind Mike Washington, the running back, who looked good yet again. I love Mike Washington so far. But there were 2 things. First of all, that should never have been a pick 6. You can't let a linebacker, and I know he's a converted DB, so he's a little bit faster than your average linebacker, but you can't let a linebacker have a pick 6 for 80 yards. Not unless he jumps a swing pass or a screen or something. You just can't let that happen. And so when Mendoza's chasing him, I'm saying out loud, don't tackle him. Don't tackle him. Please don't tackle him. Please don't tackle him. And he dove. He landed really hard on his left hand and his shoulder. And I was like, that's how you break a collarbone. That's how you separate your shoulder. That's how you break your wrist. That's how you break 3 fingers in your non-throwing hand. Luckily, he was fine. I remember we saw Mendoza take one quite literally on the chin. How that guy wasn't thrown out of the national championship is because it was the national championship. If that was just a regular game, that guy that targeted him speared him in the chin, and Mendoza flew back. He's a big kid, flew back and got up and kept playing. So we know he's tough. One of the most famous quarterback runs in college football history is at the end of that game when he got stopped, he spun and blindly dove with his hands out. Now, Derek Carr would have dropped the ball and it would have gone out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. I know that because I've seen that twice, both at the Coliseum. So I'm not worried about the pick 6. It wasn't a horrifying throw. It was a bit late. It was a bit behind the guy. I'm more worried about him trying to tackle the guy and about why 10 other guys didn't bring that guy down. So we'll talk about a little bit more. But now it's time to get into the world of cinema. And we'll do that next right here on Sports Byline.
Like the legend of the Phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning? The force from the beginning.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the pharmacy shop.
I'm holding in my hand the American Silver Eagle dollar. It's a beautiful piece of American history, and it's 1 ounce of silver. Originally minted in 1986, these coins are a beautiful classic piece of American history, and they're a great investment you should add to your portfolio. The beauty of silver is that however much you have available to invest, silver is affordable and easy to acquire, with one coin costing around $30. So, if you choose to invest a few thousand in silver, you can get quite a bit for your money, and you'll have a tangible asset that you can hold, one you can be proud to own. Claim your piece of American history with American Silver Eagle dollars. Call the Silver Hotline right now.
800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. That's 800-620-1624.
I get a lot of calls from people across the country who are suffering from the affliction of IRS tax debt. Hi, I'm the tax doctor. Call me right now. My team specializes in helping people over the age of 50 solve their tax problems. And the bigger your tax problem is, the more money you can save. If you owe the IRS money, or you're about to owe the IRS money, or even if you need to file years of unfiled returns, call us right now. Our friendly, highly trained representatives are waiting right now to take your call. Over the years, we've helped thousands of people just like you stop the tax liens, wage garnishments, and harassing phone calls. You don't need to send the IRS a big fat check. We can negotiate a lower amount. That's what we guarantee for you. So call us right now.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
Come again? You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
Rick Tittle beats his servants.
I don't have any. Thank you for that. Welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. It's our pleasure to welcome to the show the very creative couple, Jeremiah and Wendy Ginsberg. Over the years, they have created several original musicals based on biblical text, and one of them is now being made into a film. In fact, it'll be streaming worldwide this fall. From stage to screen, it is Mendel's Messiah, a spectacular, fantastical musical journey to find the Messiah. Ladies first, Wendy. Wendy, I understand you went to Cal. I'm an East Bay guy. When were you over there? Were you in the Pan-Hellenic Society, or were you a dorm girl?
I was a dorm girl, and I started at Cal when I was just 17. I graduated from high school. I'm from Los Angeles, and went up to Cal and on a scholarship, and was there for 4 years. In fact, I was actually on their varsity volleyball team even when I was just a freshman. So yeah, I love Cal.
You must have been pretty good. So, did you? What do you like better, Top Dog or Wendy's?
Top Dog. totally love Top Dog. It was the top dog.
Yes, I love Top Dog. All right, so Jeremiah, help me with this because from what I understand, you came face to face with Yahweh at one point. What happened?
Yes, I was practicing law. I'm a former, actually, I'm a retired Broadway attorney. I practiced with Paul Weiss, Rifkin, Morton, and Garrison, a large firm in New York City. We represented the Broadway theater. I was counsel with BMI for 5 years. I was director of talent contracts for CBS Records when Clive Davis was the president. And I'm 90 years old. I had a profound experience. I was in the spirit. I was meditating. Somebody had told me that I should meditate. I didn't even know what it was, but I was meditating. I was sitting in the silence, in the quiet, and I found myself tumbling through space. I was still practicing law. I saw myself dressed in my business suit with my vest and the whole geschmear. And I saw myself tumbling through space, and then I found myself in face to face with Jehovah. And it was the most remarkable experience. It was something I never anticipated. I had no background for this. My family, my grandparents were Russian immigrant Jews that came from Ukraine and a little shtetl called Biela Cherko. And here I was. I live now at this point in New York City, and I found myself lifted into heaven, and I met the Father Jehovah, who introduced me to the Son, and that's scriptural, by the way. There are scriptures that talk about that. No man has seen the Father except the Son, and he to whom the Son reveals him. And so I saw that he was Jewish. He wasn't a Baptist. He wasn't a Catholic. He was, I was a Jewish man, and a bright attorney. I had been on the top of my law school class. I went to law school nights in New York City, New York Law School. I graduated, by the way, from UConn, and I was a jazz musician at UConn. I love the UConn basketball. That's my only hobby. I watch assiduously the women and the men. I love Dan Hurley and Gino Auriemma. I just adore them. They don't know me from Adam, but I love them. But anyway, when I saw that Yeshua, Jesus, was the Jewish Messiah, I was overwhelmed because I always thought he was a Baptist or a Catholic. I thought he had nothing to do with me, and sure enough, I discovered that he was. He looked kind of like me in the sense of that he looked he did look Jewish. He had auburn hair, and he told me exactly what I was to do. I was to write. I'd been a writer since I was a kid. I've been writing music all of my life. I have literally hundreds of, maybe thousands of songs in my catalog. And he told me that I was to write a musical to describe what I had seen and to explain certain elements. And I said, well, how am I going to write anything that could equal King of Kings? And he spoke one word to me, and he said, weasel. And I did not understand what that meant, and I was wondering if I was hearing things. And then I thought about it, and I realized the weasel Beelzebub. And as a result of that, I discovered and realized that I was supposed to write something that reflected the war that's taking place in heaven. And so many people have been taken in by the counterfeiting of the weasel Beelzebub. But I knew that I couldn't write it in a very serious way. I couldn't make them awful and scary. It would be stupid. And I was a really, good comedic writer. I had an understanding of theater. I wrote, since I'm a little kid, I've been writing, and I know about theater, and I know about how to create interesting, exciting theater. And so I wrote this musical. I called it in the very beginning Rabboni, which means my master or my teacher. And it was the gospel story, but told in a Jewish way, kind of like with a flavor of Fiddler on the Roof. And anyway, so enough said.
All right. Well, I want to make sure before we let you go, tell us a little bit more about what the musical is like, Wendy.
Yeah, so it's basically while the story is told so beautifully through music, and there's a lot of very warm kind of Jewish humor in the story, like when the angel Gabriel takes Mendel Moskowitz on this very wild journey from Brooklyn back in time to ancient Jerusalem, and shows him Yeshua and the disciples, and also shows him Beelzebub in the netherworld with his crazy demons. And it's mainly told through music. And a lot of the scriptures are musicalized. And there's a lot of, for example, the Sermon on the Mount, where Jesus says, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Well, my husband musicalized it. And it's very dynamic with a lot of very dynamic dancing. And
the Palm Beach Ballet and Cafe Ballet Magnificat.
And a lot of gorgeous dancers. And for example, just before that song, one of the disciples says, Lord, you're getting famous all around the Galilee. And the Lord says, what are you talking about? He says, all the blind people are seeing, and all the deaf people are hearing, and all the lame people are walking. And Mendel Moskowitz pipes up and says, and all the doctors are going out of business. So there's a little bit of, but it's very dramatic also because it tells the story completely true to Scripture, where Yeshua, he is crucified, he is buried, he dies, he's raised from the dead, resurrected 3 days later, and there's just a glorious, glorious ending where Mendel finally sees the reality of, yes, Yeshua is the Messiah for all people, not just the Gentiles, but for the Jewish people also. And he's coming back to establish his kingdom of peace over the whole earth. And he's coming back to Jerusalem. Not New York and not Washington, D.C., but he's coming back to Jerusalem. So we do touch on the root of anti-Semitism, which seems to be spreading around the world. It's demonic. And we have a scene after the crucifixion where Beelzebub carrying on. He thinks he won. He won. He got Yeshua killed. He got him crucified. He thinks he won. And now Beelzebub thinks he's going to be God. But Yeshua, in the scripture talks about the keys of death. Yeshua takes the keys of death, basically says the gates of hell shall not prevail. And then Beelzebub, even though he's on the floor, stricken, half completely out of it, says, if I can't get you, I'll get your chosen people.
All right.
So
well,
we got that element of there's a spiritual warfare going on. But the good
sorry to interrupt. We got to run to a break. Jeremiah and Wendy Ginsberg were just scratching the surface of this cinematic event, Mendel's Messiah. It'll be on the Faith Channel, also other streaming platforms, and make sure to check it out. Congratulations, you two, and thanks for coming on and talking about it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
Good day.
All right, thank you. And I remember, speaking of Cal, there was a group in the 80s called Jews for Jesus, and they were passing out things saying like, we were wrong. He was, as these two were saying, he was, Elijah. He came down, and I remember I asked my Jewish friend, and she was like, pick a team. There's no such thing as Jews for Jesus. They're called Christians. You're Jewish or you're Christian. Pick a team. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back. I'm Byron.
Lower your car payment today. Lower your car payment today. Yes, you heard us right. You can lower your car payment right now by making this free call and save up to $1,400 a year on your current car payments. Think about your current car payment right now. What's that costing you per year? Now think about what it would be like to put an extra $1,400 back in your pocket. That's the average savings our customers experience. We can help you drive the same car and pay less every month by lowering your car payments interest rate to as low as 4.67%. At Rate Genius, we can work with you to refinance any car payment. If you qualify, it costs you nothing to find out how you can lower your car payment. To learn more, call this number right now.
800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. That's 800-832-2816.
I am an American veteran. I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating an old car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how their program works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. Running or not, it doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. As a veteran, show your support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Card Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car up for free, and you'll get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to give you right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. That's 800-887-1097. Proceeds support Heroes on the Water.
$12.5 billion. That's what Americans lost to fraud last year alone. And the scams targeting seniors are getting smarter. AI-generated voices, emails that look perfect. So I built a weekly scam alert specifically for seniors. Every Tuesday, you get a plain language email about the latest threats, what to watch for, what to delete. It's completely free. Just enter your email. And if you want more protection, we've got that too. StopThisScam.com. That's StopThisScam.com.
The Tahoe Lakeshore Lodge and Spa invites you to experience spring in Tahoe. Whether it's hiking, getting pampered in the spa, or relaxing by the lake, the Tahoe Lakeshore Lodge and Spa is the perfect destination, as it is close to many restaurants, Heavenly Village, and nature areas to explore. Every room has a spectacular Lake Tahoe view. Call 800-448-4577 or go to TahoeLakeshoreLodge.com to reserve your room with a view.
What you gonna do with all that junk? All that junk inside my trunk? My hump, my lovely lady hump.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means. It's provocative.
No, it's not. It's
Gets
gross.
the people going.
Rick Tittle's got a black belt in keeping it real.
All right, thank you for that, and welcome back to the show, and welcome to everyone watching on Twitch.tv and YouTube, and members of our military and all the fantastic pilots who are watching right now as well. I can see who's on this thing. I see you, girl. All right. Welcome back to the show, and we are quite hot. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. Filmmaker Krish Thakkar has joined us, and he joins us from his native India right now. And at 24 years old, he has already built a pretty diverse career as a filmmaker, a cinematographer, director, editor, visual effects supervisor, entrepreneur. Krish, welcome to the show. Just wondering, I know it's a kind of rather common name, but do you know the New York comedian Tom Thakkar?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I saw him a couple times in person. He's very funny.
I like him. I mean, he's got that sarcasm in him, so works well with me.
So do you say it with a th or a t? Thakkar or Thakkar?
Thakkar.
Thakkar. That's
Second
what I
one
thought.
would be the perfect one. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Not Paris to Dakar. That's in Senegal.
Yep.
Okay. How are you? How are you already? So, I mean, when did you know that you had a gift for this? Because everybody starts off, I'm going to make movies, and then they figure, nah, I'm not that good. When did you realize that you actually were good at this?
I was 15 years old, and I was supposed to become a mechanical engineer, and that's what my mom and dad dreamed about it. And I'm like, okay, no, I don't want to do mechanical. I might rather do a computer engineering because I had a knack for computers and stuff, but I just didn't know that I wanted to make them or use them to make something else. So one random day, I'm opening an editing software or a VFX software. I'm like fiddling around with it. I'm like 14, 15, and I was so intrigued by it. I'm like, I have to do it. So I just searched up free internships online and I started working when I was 15 and landed my first internship and I was pretty good at it. And I just started doing my bachelor's in filmmaking and then led to another. And I did my master's at New York Film Academy, Burbank. Uh, 1 year later, I just kept getting more and more contracts for VFX, few and feature films here and there. So I just started my own studio, one in US and one in Mumbai.
You started your own studio. You're just like, oh yeah, and then I
Yes,
got $1 billion. So,
hopefully soon.
so I'm interested too in the fact that there's this stereotype, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the stereotype of traditional Indian parents, they're like, you must work in tech or finance or be a doctor. Was your family supportive of you, and is that an incorrect stereotype?
Um, it's usually different, but my parents were like really supportive about it. And one random day, I walked into their room and I'm like, "Hey, I don't want to do engineering, but I have this feeling that I might be good at filmmaking because films is something that if you're already a part of it, like your dad is in it or someone in your family knows about it, because for us, it's like a whole new project. It's like a whole new field because you don't know who's working at. We've just grown up watching films, but we've never seen anyone make them and how it's made. So they're like really scared about it. But when I told them that let me do one course and I might land an internship next week, so they're like, try about it. But at the same time, you need to also do your entrance exam for engineering because if this doesn't work out, you need to have a backup. So I gave them that, but they let me do whatever I wanted to.
So starting Tech Nova Studios, and I guess the Latin new tech, right? Is that what you're going for? Tech Nova?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so smart.
Technology renovated. Yeah.
So tell me about Netflix India, because we know about Netflix here. How is Netflix India as a vendor and as a client? How does that all work?
Oh, it was pretty good. So we did this one film named Durandar Part 2, and it was the biggest blockbuster film for last at least a decade in India, and it made like millions of dollars. For an Indian market, that's like a huge deal, and it worked out all over the world. And being 24, they just gave me one contract. It was like a short part of it, but it was almost say 17 scenes that we did for Netflix because it was just filmed through B26 and Netflix gave us a contract directly. And now the film's all over Netflix and all over other platforms and it's still doing good.
And I think about
So
too.
it was a really good break.
Yeah. Well, I think about too, like sometimes, people would just think, oh, Bollywood or, like the Desi population in London and Hounslow, like the Bend It Like Beckham. I mean, there's so much more to a country with 1 billion people. What about, I kind of feel like, like South Korea has really had in the last 10 years, these amazing films come out where it's not just, martial arts movies. So what's it like getting away from sort of the Bollywood sort of stigma?
I'll give you an insight on the South Korean films too and all the other films. 80% of the VFX is done here in India, in Mumbai.
Wow.
Even for the Sacred Games, I tied up with one of the other clients that I outsourced work to me, and it was for the same thing. and they were working on one of the biggest Netflix series from South Korea. I cannot say the name because it's still under copyright, but most of the content all over.
Does it rhyme with Quid Game?
Yeah, kind of a Quid Game.
Gotcha. Sorry.
So they were working on it. You're good. So that's what they're doing, and almost they gave the studio. It's called Envision Studios. We tied up with them, and they're working on it. More than 8,000 shots for the Squid Games was done in Mumbai, in India.
Wow. So
there is a cheap labor, but a really skilled one because there is no minimum wages here.
So how have you found like the community you were talking about? So you studied in LA, you said in Burbank, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I still live in LA.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just traveling for my work.
Oh, okay. So
I live in LA full time. Yeah.
What is the because as we know there are a lot of great actors and beautiful Indian actresses that have made it into Hollywood. What about the community? Because as a native Californian, I know wherever you're from, you can find a community of people from your home country. But in Hollywood, is there sort of a pocket of creative Indian filmmakers?
Oh, there is a huge bunch of Indian filmmakers, and so many films from India also come to LA for the shoots, and there's like a huge community. And to be honest, LA is nowadays really diverse because you find people from all over the country working at the same project because, hey, it's the love of films. People from every part of the world, be it Brazil, somewhere in Europe, they still fly down to LA, and all of the communities making the same film and making it a blockbuster. Hey, it's like a dream come true. So I think LA is the best spot.
So talk me through, as you talked about effects, because when I was a kid in the 70s, Ray Harryhausen had the stop action claymation. And then when we got into the 80s and 90s, it's like, oh, it's CGI, or it was like, chroma key, green screens. Where are we now with like AI doing some of the effects?
I don't know if I should say this or not, but I had to fire 7 living human beings because AI took over.
Not dead ones.
Because what AI took over 7 people's job at my studio. Imagine bigger studios like Netflix and all the DNAG and all the bigger studios. Because one person can now do the same job that 7 people did on one specific scene. But just with using one tool, and the subscription is like $300 a month. That's it.
I would think
you pay one person $300 a day.
Well, yeah, it is sad for those people, those living human beings. That's too bad. What about making indie films now? Because back in the day, you would just, some investor, hey, put my girlfriend in as the waitress, and you would like fight and kick and scream. I remember Robert Townsend telling me for Hollywood Shuffle, he would ask for like the ends of a reel. It's like, you didn't use those last 20 feet of film. Can I have it? And so now, though, I feel like indie film is being more embraced. And with streaming services and YouTube, you have more eyeballs to get on it. So what's that like now with the indie film industry?
The indie film industry is going really good because now people are well aware of all the streaming platforms. Before it was just like Netflix was new to people, and paying a subscription was like, hey, why would I pay so much to watch something? Because hey, we were living in the era where we were used to playing films on a cable or any other channel. But now it's like, hey, I can pay X amount of money a month and I can watch unlimited content and with no ads, no streaming, nothing. So this has given us to make a film that is also under 100 grand. But if someone likes it, they appreciate it, and it's winning multiple festivals because people are now adapting more and more content that's not having a bigger face on it. A film without a Tom Cruise would not work and would not get any investment. But now, if the script is good, it's giving more and more opportunities for young writers to write something they feel it's going to be good. So people are appreciating that more and more because of the streaming platforms and the indie films.
Yes, very good. So how do we find out more about Technova Studios?
We're available online. We have so many showreels online at our website, technoastudios.com, and you can find us on IMDb. We have a lot of showreels on YouTube. We have 7 music videos, 3 of them bought by Sony, 3 of them bought by Bevel. So it's all over the place.
All right. Well, remember the name Krish Thakkar. It could be up there with Spielberg and Scorsese one day. Krish, man, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
All right. Good stuff. Teknova, Teknova. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back on Sports Byline.
Right now, you can switch from cable television to satellite television for free. That's right, we're offering free equipment, free installation, plus get a free $100 prepaid Visa card. Call the Satellite TV hotline right now. Make the switch from cable to satellite television and expand your viewing horizon. On top of free installation, for a limited time, we're offering a fixed price guarantee. With Satellite TV, you'll save money over your expensive cable bill. Plus, get access to hundreds of channels. And when you call right now, you can also ask about our seniors and military discounts. So make the switch to satellite TV right now. Everybody gets free installation, free equipment, plus a $100 prepaid Visa card. Call right now and you can switch to satellite TV and be watching everything you wanted to within the next week. And remember, installation's free, so call right now. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. That's 800-696-2871.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines, always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-364-2984. 800-364-2984. 800-364-2984. That's 800-364-2984.
Do you have diabetes? I'm sure you've seen the television commercials on the new CGM devices from all the top brands and how well they can help you manage your diabetes. Do you have the latest and newest in diabetes technology? The Diabetes Solutions Center carries most of the top brands, and the great news is your insurance may cover most of the cost. Call our special CGM hotline today, and our friendly representatives will help see if you qualify. You could get a new CGM from the top brands at little or no cost to you. Make living with diabetes easier. You are just one free phone call away to learn if your insurance covers the cost. So make this free call today to the Diabetes Solutions Center and learn for free how to get your new continuous glucose monitor.
800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. That's 800-520-8629.
Please let this nightmare stop! Please, I'm begging you to stop!
invented FUBU.
All right, that was one of my favorite lines in over 20 years of doing this show when Jeremiah Ginsberg said, "And then Yeshua, God himself, looked me in the eye and said one word, Weasel." It reminds me, when I used to do Ace Pre and Post, it was Jewish Heritage Night, which they gave out free bacon that night, which was not good timing. But I decided to do the whole post-game show with Yiddish sayings. And I was like, what's up with the other manager, that Schmendrick coming out to kvetch? What a meshugana. Oh, he got a hood in the tuchus, that schlep. You got a little schmutz right here. I did the whole thing. That klutz. What are you doing, you nebbish? Going on and on and on. Bupkes. I was doing the oy vey, you Schmendrick. On and on and on. All right. Fast forward. Root beer float day. I'm a celebrity scooper. That was the year I was with David Justice. So we're scooping. And then it's like the cast of Shoah shows up. And it's like old guys with like dusty fedoras. And this woman, you know, she looks like she's, I don't know, 100. And there's like 8 of them. And they walk up. They're waiting in line. And they see me and they're pointing at me. I'm like, oh, my career's over. They did not like that at all. I guess I didn't have enough chutzpah. You schlep. But anyway, she said, are you Rick Tittle? And I went, yeah. She goes, did you do the post-game show with all the Yiddish? And I went, yes. She goes, we loved it. Finally, someone gets it. Someone knows how to do a show with yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, you scared. Oy vey. You scared the hell out of me. L'chaim. Wow. Mazel tov. They're like, all right, that's enough. You're such a good mensch. She's like, all right, you yuts. But I think probably the most used word, probably people don't even know it's Yiddish, is probably klutz, right? I'm such a klutz. All right. Enough with that. We have another 2 hours to go, and we have open lines the rest of the way. We're going to talk ponies with Carmine in about an hour, but other than that, 1-800-878-PLAY. Get in and get heard and get on back on Sports Byline.
This is an all sports news sports update.
Sports have always brought people together, but today's athletes, leagues, and organizations are reaching audiences that extend far beyond their home countries. As technology, travel, and media continue connecting fans around the world, sports are becoming an increasingly global industry with opportunities that were almost unimaginable just generations ago. Professional leagues now regularly stage games, tournaments, and promotional events outside their traditional markets. These international appearances introduce new fans to different sports while helping organizations expand their brands into regions where interest continues to grow. At the same time, athletes from around the world are bringing new styles of play, different perspectives, and diverse experiences to professional competition. Youth development has become increasingly international as well. Scouts routinely evaluate athletes from multiple continents, while academics and training programs prepare young competitors for opportunities at colleges, professional clubs, and national teams. For many athletes, the pathway to elite competition now includes experiences that cross borders and cultures. Media has played a major role in this transformation. Live streaming, multilingual broadcasts, and digital platforms allow fans to follow their favorite athletes and teams regardless of where they live. A supporter in one country can now watch competitions taking place thousands of miles away. creating communities that extend well beyond local markets. International partnerships are also becoming more common. Leagues, governing bodies, sponsors, and educational institutions continue working together to share expertise, expand participation, and promote the growth of sports worldwide. These collaborations help strengthen both established sports and emerging competitions. As the sports industry continues evolving, global connections are expected to play an even greater role in developing athletes, attracting new fans, and creating opportunities that benefit organizations across every level of competition. In other sports, sports museums and halls of fame continue preserving the stories that define athletic history. Through photographs, memorabilia, championship trophies, interactive exhibits, and personal collections, these institutions help fans better understand the athletes, teams, and moments that shaped generations of competition. By connecting today's fans with the accomplishments of the past, sports museums ensure that the traditions and history of athletics continue inspiring future generations. For All Sports News, I'm Brendan Cafferty.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
If you're losing calls, missing leads, or spending too much time chasing customers, this message is for you. Create Assistance helps businesses answer every call, text, and message 24/7 using AI employees without hiring more staff. We handle bookings, follow-ups, reminders, and customer communication all inside one simple system built for small businesses. Stop losing opportunities after hours. Visit createassistance.ai and book a quick call today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy.
I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T in the hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
Thank you for that. Welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. Come on in and get heard. Whatever you got, whatever you get, we're right here for you. Um, it's funny because I was talking about how I didn't want Fernando Mendoza to try to tackle the guy on the pick six. Sit your wood ass down. But yesterday, when the Niners were playing the Chargers and the Niners won 41-17, late in the second quarter, when Jacob Cowing ran a punt back for a touchdown, Harbaugh had some words for Chris Rim, the punter. He said he's got to have a plan when he's in that position to make a tackle, something we need to work on and coach up. So, I mean, I'm with him. I'm, around the same age as Harbaugh. He's a little bit older than me, but it's the kind of thing where just as a football player, if you're if you're right there. Now, I know sometimes like when what happened was the punter was standing right in front of the guy, Cowing, and then he kind of just turned the play in. He did nothing. And it looks horrifying. But I'm sure in his mind, he's like, it's preseason. I don't want to get run over. But it was so humiliating the way he just was like, whatever. It's almost like Dan Marino's last game in the pros. He threw that pick six. He ran over and he just tapped the guy on the shoulder pad. It's like they were playing one-hand touch in the street, right? But he's like, he goes, you got to have a plan. So that's the thing, too. Even if it's on preseason, I know that I'm on television. And I can't just stand there and be like, never mind. Go ahead. Take it back for a touchdown. It is preseason, but on the other hand, man, everybody's watching. And then your coach calls you out. I think he deserves it. And he didn't say what a mashugana. He just said, we need to coach him up. You don't need to coach him up. By this stage, he knows what to do. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back on Byline.
Everyone likes a success story. All In Lid Company was started by two young entrepreneurs who wanted to build a premium hat brand around quality products and an inspiring mindset. That mindset, All In Lid, isn't about what you wear, it's about how you think. Believe in yourself. This brand was created to inspire people to go all in on themselves, to chase the goals that matter to them, to bet on their vision, their work ethic, and their belief, even when the outcome feels uncertain. Founded at Florida State University in Tallahassee, the message quickly resonated with students who believed in the mentality behind it. Today, All In Lid represents more than premium headwear. It represents commitment, confidence, and ownership, a reminder to stop playing small and show up fuller for your goals. Their mission is simple: to inspire as many people as possible to go all in on themselves and their next chapter. allinlid.com.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract. even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. That's 800-826-4073.
Hour 2 of titillating sports. You thought it couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Hour 2 of titillating sports.
Check out Channel 9. Check out Rick Tittle.
All right, thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. And lines are open the rest of the way. We got Carmine Marino coming in an hour, talk a little ponies, but other than that, we is here. 1-800-878-PLAY. I do think it's rather interesting that, you know, when you see people being laid off that have been on the air a long time, like recently Carl Ravitch from ESPN with the baseball coverage that he's had, and we know that they had a big shakeup a couple years ago when ESPN decided to give all their money to the former NFL punter Pat McAfee because he was more what apparently America wants, and that is a bro, a guy who lifts weights even though there's no reason to lift weights like that, like a madman. You're not playing sports anymore. It's nice to have muscle tone and be in shape and be strong, and unless that's if lifting weights is your passion. But otherwise, I always laugh when I see these guys totally yoked up in their 50s and 60s. Go for it, dude. That's fine. But he wears a black tank top, and then he's got a bunch of guys. No one knows their names. I don't even think he knows their names. But it's kind of like backwards hat, goatee, piercings, neck tats. Bro, what about that, dude? Totally, dude. I mean, bro. Bro, dude. But in his defense, he's cashing in on what people want. And so good for him. I have nothing against Pat McAfee. He's just not my cup of tea. If I met him in person, he'd probably be a very nice guy. I saw him at Radio Row. I didn't go over and invade his show. We were both doing shows. But it's just that I bring him up because yesterday, Linda Cohn, who retired from SportsCenter after 34 years. By the way, no one did more SportsCenters than Linda Cohn. And as soon as she retired, she launched the Linda Cohn Show, which I guess is a YouTube podcast type of thing. And she had to go at Pat McAfee because of the oversaturation of him. And she was saying, is it smart for ESPN to have a love fest with Pat McAfee? That's what she put. Now, Michael Wilbon might not think McAfee is the face of ESPN because he made that clear the other day. The other thing is I know that I'm in a very small minority of people who don't watch any of these shows. Like I've never seen Tony Kornheiser. I know who he is. I've never seen the show with Kornheiser. I think he's with Wilbon. Or someone's like, oh, did you hear what Shannon Sharp said on the Shay Undefeated or the Indisputed? And I would interview these guys like Jeremiah, not Ginsberg, but Love. No, that's a running back. But anyway, you don't know who he is? No, I don't. I'm just not that guy that sits there and watches two guys talk. I do enough. It's like asking a butcher to cut meat when he gets home. But Linda Cohn was doing a live stream, and she said that she opted for the compliment sandwich because she said that the Pat McAfee show is attracting a younger following that ESPN has been so desperate for. She said, quote, I admire it all, but admiring what Pat McAfee has accomplished does not mean I believe he needs to be everywhere at every time. Because yeah, ESPN wants McAfee to be everywhere every time. How much Pat McAfee is enough Pat McAfee? The answer apparently was more. And then she said that she saw a report, Andrew Marchand released this, that McAfee and ESPN are about to introduce a Monday Night Football altcast on the Deuce. And it would be on the weeks when the Manning cast wasn't doing it. So Eli and Peyton do a thing where they watch Monday Night Football and then you can watch it with them. Never seen a second of it. At least not live. Like I remember during the World Cup, watch the World Cup with David Beckham. I'm like, David Beckham is trying to watch the match. He's not going to be sitting there going, oh, lovely through ball. Cross it. Where's the number 9? Oh, he's on the other side of the pitch. No, he's not going to do that. By the way, I know that he was a play for Manchester United, but David Beckham is a Londoner. Just thought I'd throw that in. So Cohn said, quote, so let's review your potential Monday during NFL season, which is just a couple of weeks away. 3 hours of Pat's daily show, the Pat McAfee show, from the game site. Then Pat joins Monday Night Countdown before the game. And then on certain nights, his own broadcast of Monday Night Football. At this point, let's just call it Monday Night McAfee. She went on, quote, I have to ask this. Why? I have to laugh. Apparently, if Peyton and Eli take the night off, we cannot be left alone with the actual football game broadcast. What's wrong with Buck and Aikman? Alone? Can't we just watch them? The actual football game? I can't stop laughing. It's crazy, right? It's McAfee fatigue. They are basically saying, I like Pat, I watch Pat, but I don't need him at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, end quote. Now, she said, as do I, she doesn't blame McAfee for accepting every opportunity thrown his way. But you might remember that the guy who founded ESPN, Bill Rasmussen, I didn't mention it, but he died a couple of days ago. And Cohn said, you couldn't script it any better, you couldn't script it any worse. Pat would later address it on his show, saying he had nothing to do with it, and that's true. Pat had nothing to do with it. The network did, and that is exactly the point. This isn't about blaming Pat McAfee. It's about asking why an environment has been created where Pat McAfee still ends up at the center. So, anyway, she said ESPN has done this for decades. They have their favorites, let me tell you. And they make sure you know it over and over and over again. The viewers speak up. They say they don't like it, but ESPN most of the time turns a deaf ear. They do it more than you know. Trust me, I was there. All right. Except for the fact that I don't think people are speaking up. I think when I have seen Pat McAfee, like on the college game day stuff, he seems rather likable. You know, he's not saying incendiary stuff. He's just kind of like a dopey, harmless bro. You know, check out my guns. It's the gun show. And by the way, I'm the greatest punter. He was just at the Hall of Fame where Vinatieri, now he should be there. He held his field goals. But that's when Vinatieri had that very off-color joke about his testicles and his own wife after going after Bill Belichick. But look, ESPN is putting Pat McAfee everywhere because they think that will get them ratings. That's the only reason that they're doing it. What does that say about our society? Nothing. It's not the end of civilization because Pat McAfee is everywhere. It just shows that people like me and Linda Cohen, they don't want us. They do not want us. Take a quick break. Come on back on Sports Byline.
Sometimes life changes and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline. We can help you sell your home as is, no cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash, whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind. Call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950-3143. 800-950-3143. That's 800-950-3143.
Every champion has a team behind them. And for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
I get a lot of calls from people across the country who are suffering from the affliction of IRS tax debt. Hi, I'm the tax doctor. Call me right now. My team specializes in helping people over the age of 50 solve their tax problems. And the bigger your tax problem is, the more money you can save. If you owe the IRS money, or you're about to owe the IRS money, or even if you need to file years of unfiled returns, call us right now. Our friendly, highly trained representatives are waiting right now to take your call. Over the years, we've helped thousands of people just like you stop the tax liens, wage garnishments, and harassing phone calls. You don't need to send the IRS a big fat check. We can negotiate a lower amount. That's what we guarantee for you. So call us right now.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
What would you say you do here?
Well, look, I already told you. I deal with the customers so the engineers don't have to. I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
I'm wearing the pajamas. Hot potato.
Rick Tittle will fight anyone listening to this.
That's not true. Only if you're smaller and weaker than me. Welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast, and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. I hate the Angels. Let's just go. Let's just get right into it. I hate them. Let's get right into it. Why, Rick? Bobby Grich, Brian Downing, that whole Rex the Wonder Dog. Ugh. I just hate them. And the A's never really had a rival. I remember when I was on 95.7 and I said the A's and the Giants aren't rivals and the Raiders and the Niners aren't rivals. People just exploded on me. The Bay Area almost shut down. The text line had 200 texts saying the Raiders are the Niners' biggest rivals. I go, no, maybe at school or in your house or when you're welding or maybe when you're, dumpster diving. But they're in different conferences, they're in different leagues, they're in different divisions. None of that stuff matters. Right? Am I right? So the whole thing about the stupid Angels, it's just like the A's really only, I mean, they had some rivals, but especially back when there were only 2 divisions in each league. So the AL West used to have the Royals and the White Sox and the Twins. And believe it or not, Atlanta was a Western team in football and baseball. The Braves were in the NL West and the Falcons were in the NFC West. It's just the way it was. It was stupid. I bring this all up because Anaheim is PO'd that the Angels call themselves Los Angeles. They're the old PCL team, the Pacific Coast League. This is the league when my dad was a kid because he grew up watching the Oakland Oaks. He took the cable car to Oaks Park in Emeryville. Yes, there was a trolley in Oakland at that time. And Oaks Park, there's now an Oaks card room there, which is where the field used to be. It's now like a Home Depot, but an IKEA over there, And so I need to buy another Hemnes or Billy. Do you know there was, I don't know if you ever knew this, but there was they have those Swedish weird names like the bookcase called Hemnes. Billy. They had a potted plant called Ron Barr. It was RONBAAR. Of course, Ron Barr, the founder of Sports Byline. I'd like 3 Ron Bars, please. Anyway, the PCL was a great league. It was the Major League of the West Coast. And you had the DiMaggio brothers, and you had Casey Stengel coaching the Oakland Oaks, and you had Billy Martin and Jackie Jensen and all these great players. And in Los Angeles, they had the Los Angeles Angels and they had the Hollywood Stars. And Los Angeles Angels is the most on-the-nose, obvious, total name ever. And so then they moved into Angel Stadium. And then at one point, remember, they go, we're going to be the Anaheim Angels, because Anaheim was famous because of Disneyland. I always call it that because when I worked in TV, there was a Visa commercial. It said, now my family and I can go to Disneyland. So Disneyland was there. And Anaheim was like, we're a city. Remember when the Maloof brothers basically sold the Kings to Anaheim? They didn't move there, obviously. But the mayor said, I'm stoked. I'm the mayor of Anaheim, and I'm like so not mad at you for sure, dude. But I'm like way stoked, dude. So then they decided, you know what? Anaheim, when we tell people in Germany and France and Japan and Korea, come to Anaheim, they're like, what? But Los Angeles. Los Dodgers de Los Angeles. Yeah, we'll call ourselves Los Angeles. Well, they're sick and tired of it there in Anaheim. And so this home run for Anaheim, quote, act has now passed through the California State Senate and Assembly. It's a bill entitled, I'm just a bill, only a bill. It's entitled, quote, Assembly Bill 2512. It was authored by Avelino Valencia. That's a great name. A Democrat in Anaheim. And it gives the city of Anaheim an exemption to require the Los Angeles Angels to go back to being called the Anaheim Angels. They have to do it. Well, the bill says you don't immediately have to do it. So what is this bill? The bill apparently is they don't have to do it right now, but they say if they ever sell Angel Stadium, or if there's ever a new lease of Angel Stadium, that would then release them being called Los Angeles, and then they would be forced to then be called the city of the Anaheim Angels. So this has passed through both chambers with ease, and now they have 2 months to get signed by the governor, Gavin Newsom. And he's too busy smoking weed and watching porn. Just kidding. Just wanted to get a reaction. I don't think he does either of those things, just on the record. You have to make fun of the governor, whether you like him or not. I remember him when he was just a guy down here in San Francisco, county supervisor. San Francisco is very weird in that they're a city and a county, even though they're a tiny 7x7 city. And so there is a sheriff's department for San Francisco County, and all they do is they stand guard at the courthouse. They don't pull anybody over. They don't arrest anybody. I'd like to be a sheriff. Where are you going? Laredo? Dodge City? Cody, Wyoming? I thought I'd be a sheriff in San Francisco. You know there's no Old West anymore. There's just dirty-ass West. Yeah, I know. So, Valencia said, not the city with Magic Mountain, but Valencia said, wait, is that Verona? Valencia? Something with a V. He said, quote, the city of Anaheim has been home to this franchise for 60 proud years, yet the team's name, for whatever reason, does not reflect that history with our community. What do you mean forever? Whatever. You know the reason. If they were called the Hackensack Yankees, do you think everyone in England would have an H hat? Now, the city gets more love. Valencia continues. As someone who grew up in the city of Anaheim, who wore an Anaheim jersey, I can tell you that names really do matter. Pride in place and purpose really does mean something. And erasing Anaheim from the name diminishes not only my community, but what this fan base stands for. What it stands for? What do you mean what it stands for? So Los Angeles stands for fake boobies and movie star baristas and fires and gangs. We know that Anaheim is an hour south on 5. It's in the OC, as the TV show called it. And they were the Angels for 36 years. And then they switched in 97 to, they were California. I got to correct myself. They were the California Angels until 97. Then they became the Anaheim Angels until 2004. They were the Anaheim Angels when they won their lone World Series, those scumbags, in 2002. So the Anaheim wasn't officially dropped, they say, and it's been a point of contention. So when the city of Anaheim agreed to sell the stadium controlled by Artie Moreno in 2019, they were very upset by the fact that Moreno was going to cash in, and he had a sale for $320 million. Think about that. That's just 7 years ago. Now it'd be worth $1 billion. $320 million. And then he said, forget it. There was an FBI investigation into corruption, and he goes, never mind. So, by the way, if you think they're going to get a new lease, the lease goes to 2038. Valencia said the city is also tied to unfair conditions due to the lease that they are under. Yes. They said they only get revenue at the stadium if 2.6 million tickets are sold. They only get $1 from parking. Well, am I worried about it? No. Do I think Anaheim's a dumb name? Yes. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back. Open lines on Sports Byline.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Is that a new bump on your dog's neck? Or is that bump just a part of his neck? Could be a bug bite. Or something way worse.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Wait, there's another bump. Right by the first bump.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
Sometimes life changes and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline. We can help you sell your home as is. No cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash. Whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind, call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950-3143. 800-950-3143. That's 800-950-3143.
I am an American veteran. I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating an old car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how their program works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. Running or not, it doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. As a veteran, show your support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car up for free, and you'll get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to give you right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. That's 800-887-1097. Proceeds support Heroes on the Water.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
And by the way, can I just say, Rick, that Rick Tittle is one of the great names of all time.
People going nowhere, seeking for a ride, looking for the answers that they know inside.
Don't be getting your granny panties all in a bunch. We got Rick Tittle up in here.
Yo mama up in here. Woo. Come on back. 1-800-878-PLAY. Aaron Rodgers is selling his New Jersey mansion. And I only bring it up because he bought it 3 years ago for $9 million, and he's asking for $15 million. It's 58% price increase in 3 years. It's in Cedar Grove, New Jersey, which they say is by Montclair. One thing about New Jersey, if you're like me and you're a West Coast native, your impressions of New Jersey is that it's an open sewer, right? It's just the mafia and, you know, AC. I went to Atlantic City actually when no one goes there in December. But I did go. I stayed in Atlantic City when I was coming back to Philadelphia. I drove down through Tom's River and all that. But it's the Garden State, and I remember when I drove from Brooklyn to Cooperstown, drove across the Brooklyn Bridge, went up the east side. What's that? The FDR, crossed over like in Harlem or Washington Heights, GWB, and then you're in New Jersey, and you go, oh, this is why they call it the Garden State. It's actually mostly quite nice. Okay. But the funny thing is that, you know, maybe Tony Soprano at the Jersey Shore, like that would be the only place. Oh, there are some nice houses there. But, and I saw a picture of this house. It's got 1 million windows and no shades, so it's basically a fishbowl. I don't understand. Even if like you have 100 acres and a perimeter fence, and there's no way anybody could look in, that would feel really creepy at night when the lights are on, knowing you can't see out and everybody can see in. This is what happens when you grow up watching scary movies. All right. Emails rick@sportsbyline.com. This is from Scott. Rick, is PAC your National League MVP? I think you mean PCA. If you do mean PAC, I think that's a political action club or whatever, a pack group. PCA, yeah, P. Crow Armstrong. Well, I mean, it's basically him and Ohtani, and we might have MVP fatigue. You know, we got that with Jokic. We've had that before. Just give it to somebody new. How about Embiid? Give it to him. It's like, well, Jokic is actually having a better year this year than the 2 years prior where he won it. We can't give it to him 3 years in a row. Don't give it to Jordan. Give it to Karl Malone. So, I mean, yeah, he's not running away with it. Let's see, 279. Okay. That's not really an MVP average. Unless you have crazy power numbers. Well, his OPS is second in the senior circuit at 928. He's got 31 jacks, 79 ribs, 90 runs. The only guy he's going against, of course, is on Ohtani. Now, 31 steals. That's second in the league. 23 outs, above average. 7.8 WAR, if you care about that. But Ohtani, of course, has had some injuries this year. Was taken out of the rotation for a while. He's batting 291. His OPS leads the league, 942. 30 jacks, 80 RBI, 82 runs. It's basically the same. So I have a feeling, because everybody loves the lovable losers until the Chris Bryant Rizzo Cubs ended up winning the whole thing. I don't know. I would say I would probably agree with you that PCA is going to be the MVP at this point, but we still have a couple more weeks. But something crazy would have to happen. I think Ohtani, maybe if he had back-to-back 4-homer games, it might be too much. And I also feel like the team that traded PCA, I mean, that's the thing that always bites you. This is why people hate giving. I hate giving up prospects. Because all you hear about, he's so great, he's so great, he's so great. We've nurtured him. And now he's gone. I wonder if, like, Indians fans, when they saw, or sorry, Guardians fans, when they saw Tugboat pitching at Cleveland a couple days ago, were like, Patrick Bailey, he still can't hit 200. Mike Rucco said he's not an everyday catcher. Well, he's right. If you can't get over the Mendoza line, and that doesn't mean pick six, how are you going to be an everyday catcher? I think some of the more interesting races is for the American League Cy. because you're mostly looking at ERA because there's Cam Schlittler with the Yanks. He's got a 2.19. He's 10-6. He's struck out 189 guys. That's third most. Only 34 walks. Great KBB. 5.2 WAR. Dylan Cease with Toronto. As bad as they're playing, he has earned every penny. But you might see 7 wins. Let's say, remember when Felix Hernandez won the Cy with 13 wins? It's like, how's that possible? Well, he was the best pitcher. He played for the Mariners. What do you want? They have no pennants. They went to confession. They won't say their pennants. By the way, I saw my homie the other day open for. I shouldn't say open. He did a guest set before Andy Haynes, who was in the studio with him, and he had these Adam Ferrara. He had this great dichotomy of when he said, "I'm going to go to therapy," and his mother said, "Don't you pin that on me." She goes, "You go to a priest, you go to confession, and you tell him." And then his dad said, "Don't you tell that priest. You confess to nothing. He's not your friend." Pretty good. Right. But Dylan Cease is 7-5 with a 2.42. But he leads the league in Ks with 201. 59 walks, a little bit higher strikeout walk ratio. His WAR is behind Schlittler. So, I mean, right now, it's got to be Cease because, it's got to be Schlittler, because he's on a playoff team and he has better numbers. But just looking through the AL MVP, Yordan Alvarez has a triple crown growing right now. 317, 36, 88. His OPS is 1.040. The closest competitor would be Junior Caminero with his 35 jacks and his 899 OPS. But right now it's Yordan Alvarez. The Cy in the National League is done. It's Mizorowski with his 175 and his 075 whip and his 210 Ks. The only other people who are close are Sale and Sanchez. And by the way, Chris Sale versus Jacob Mizorowski today, 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, Brewers and Braves. Mizorowski and Sale. If you like seeing people strike out, either watch Nerds at a nightclub or watch this game. But Roy, Rookie of the Year, Kevin McGonigal of Detroit, he's second in the AL and WAR. You still have the White Sox Munetake Murakami, 29 home runs. I don't frown on the players who have already had a career in another country, but he has. There's also J.J. Weatherholt in the National League, probably above Sal Stewart. He has 27 jacks. He now leads an RBI with 94. I always feel like people are throwing at Sal Stewart, and he's always getting mad. And to me, that's such an old-fashioned name. Salvatore Stewart. So, but on the other end of the spectrum, think of this. Have you ever thought, what would happen if I played baseball? Because right now you look at Kyle Tucker. Oh, my gosh, $240 million and he's hitting 230. Oh, what a waste. You know who would kill for 230? Is the Braves shortstop Ha-Seong Kim, South Korean player. He is batting 0.66. This is a guy who got MVP votes 3 years ago. I can laugh because he's a millionaire. There have been, I didn't look this up, but some guy did, or gal. There have been a total of 45,719 players who have had at least 85 plate appearances in a Major League Baseball season. 45,719. And 066 is last. You think you could close your eyes 10 times, 10 ABs, and you would get a hit? Remember, baseball, the nuances between, I'll always be fascinated by the fact that if you get 2 hits out of 10, you're out of the league. And if you get 3 hits out of 10, you're an all-star. Isn't that weird? Just that one extra hit between a 200 and a 300 hitter. It seems simple. It's true. 2 hits, get out of here, you bum. You have no talent. 3 hits, here's millions of dollars. Let me bow down. But right now, we have the very worst hitter ever who has had at least 85 PAs at this point. And he is Ha-Seong Kim. And so at that point, and like I said, this guy got MVP votes a couple of years ago. At some point, something's going wrong in his, I don't know if it's going wrong in his approach, if he's hurt. Has the league figured him out? But the funny thing is that if he gets cut, or he just, they let him go in the offseason, guess who'll pick him up? That's right, the A's will pick him up. Because he was once pretty good. Yeah, why don't you come on in here as a, non-roster invitee? Well, let's see what you got. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. Let's take a quick break. Come on back on Sports Byline.
Lower your car payment today. Lower your car payment today. Yes, you heard us right. You can lower your car payment right now by making this free call and save up to $1,400 a year on your current car payments. Think about your current car payment right now. What's that costing you per year? Now think about what it would be like to put an extra $1,400 back in your pocket. That's the average savings our customers experience. We can help you drive the same car and pay less every month by lowering your car payment's interest rate to as low as 4.67%. At Rate Genius, we can work with you to refinance any car payment. If you qualify, it costs you nothing to find out how you can lower your car payment. To learn more, call this number right now.
800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. That's 800-832-2816.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now.
800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
Do you have diabetes? I'm sure you've seen the television commercials on the new CGM devices from all the top brands and how well they can help you manage your diabetes. Do you have the latest and newest in diabetes technology? The Diabetes Solutions Center carries most of the top brands, and the great news is your insurance may cover most of the cost. Call our special CGM hotline today, and our friendly representatives will help see if you qualify. You could get a new CGM from the top brands at little or no cost to you. Make living with diabetes easier. You are just one free phone call away to learn if your insurance covers the cost. So make this free call today to the Diabetes Solutions Center and learn for free how to get your new continuous glucose monitor.
800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. That's 800-520-8629.
I gotta go to college. I gotta.
Danny, this isn't Russia. Is this Russia? This isn't Russia, is it?
Nah, I don't think so.
Tittle ain't the man, but Rick Tittle know who the man is, and he slapped his white fanny.
Thanks for that, and welcome back to the show. We got another hour to go. Rick Tittle with you. And I'm sure people listening on SLC Sports Radio in Salt Lake City are very proud about Xavier, or I should say Xavier, that's with a Z, Xavier Gozo. He joined Real Salt Lake when he was about to be a junior in high school. And after coming through the academy, he's a Utah native, did very well in MLS and was spotted by the scouts in the Premier League at Crystal Palace. And so that's a side in South London. They play at Selhurst Park. The Eagles, they do have a couple of, they have a couple of FA Cup experiences. They just won the FA Cup and the Conference League under Oliver Glasner, who quit and joined a different team, the Austrian coach. But they also have a center half named Chris Richards, who starts for the United States. So he will definitely, he's already taken pictures with Chris Richards in London. But $15 million, which is, and there'll be a sell on as well for RSL. That means if he gets sold again, they're going to get a chunk of it because they figure, he's 19. What if he becomes really good? And then Crystal Palace sells him to a bigger team. Because no offense to Crystal Palace, they're more of a seller than a buyer usually, but they are an established Premier League team. Gozo said, I'm really looking forward to playing in the Premier League with Crystal Palace. It's the dream of any footballer. I'm excited by the people and the project they have going on here. I've seen a lot of it, and that's what excites me about this club, the success that they've had. And over the years, you think about the great, Righty and Brighty, and even recently with guys like Eberechi Eze and Mark Gay, they have been selling a lot of their players. Luckily for him, Chris Richards is still there. But 43 appearances with Real Salt Lake, 10 goals and 8 assists. He has represented the United States at the U15 and U23 level. And so hopefully he'll be a part of the next World Cup team, you think. But this is what we need. We need, come up with MLS, great. But when you're 19, 20, 21, go overseas. This is how you get better. Congratulations to Xavier Gozo. I'm Rick Tittle. We got another hour, so get on back.
This is an all sports news sports update.
Sports have always brought people together, but today's athletes, leagues, and organizations are reaching audiences that extend far beyond their home countries. As technology, travel, and media continue connecting fans around the world, sports are becoming an increasingly global industry with opportunities that were almost unimaginable just generations ago. Professional leagues now regularly stage games, tournaments, and promotional events outside their traditional markets. These international appearances introduce new fans to different sports while helping organizations expand their brands into regions where interest continues to grow. At the same time, athletes from around the world are bringing new styles of play, different perspectives, and diverse experiences to professional competition. Youth development has become increasingly international as well. Scouts routinely evaluate athletes from multiple continents, while academics and training programs prepare young competitors for opportunities at colleges, professional clubs, and national teams. For many athletes, the pathway to elite competition now includes experiences that cross borders and cultures. Media has played a major role in this transformation. Live streaming, multilingual broadcasts, and digital platforms allow fans to follow their favorite athletes and teams regardless of where they live. A supporter in one country can now watch competitions taking place thousands of miles away, creating communities that extend well beyond local markets. International partnerships are also becoming more common. Leagues, governing bodies, sponsors, and educational institutions continue working together to share expertise, expand participation, and promote the growth of sports worldwide. These collaborations help strengthen both established sports and emerging competitions. As the sports industry continues evolving, global connections are expected to play an even greater role in developing athletes, attracting new fans, and creating opportunities that benefit organizations across every level of competition. In other sports, sports museums and halls of fame continue preserving the stories that define athletic history. Through photographs, memorabilia, championship trophies, interactive exhibits, and personal collections, these institutions help fans better understand the athletes, teams, and moments that shaped generations of competition. By connecting today's fans with the accomplishments of the past, sports museums ensure that the traditions and history of athletics continue inspiring future generations. For All Sports News, I'm Brendan Cafferty.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
If you're losing calls, missing leads, or spending too much time chasing customers, this message is for you. Create Assistance helps businesses answer every call, text, and message 24/7 using AI employees without hiring more staff. We handle bookings, follow-ups, reminders, and customer communication all inside one simple system built for small businesses. Stop losing opportunities after hours. Visit createassistance.ai and book a quick call today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Caddy didn't come from a textbook. Before we started it, we were quoted $60,000 for a piece of software our business needed. So instead, we sat down with our own AI setup and built the whole thing ourselves for just a couple $100. That gap, $60,000 down to $200. That is the whole idea behind Caddy. And once we saw what was possible, we could not unsee it. We built it into a system, and now we build it for other businesses too. If you're using ChatGPT or Claude in a browser tab, you're touching maybe 10% of what these tools can really do. Caddy is the other 90%, wired into how your business actually runs. The repetitive work, handled. The details that slip through, caught. The hours you lose to busy work, back. We come in, we build, we train your team, you take the keys. No $300,000 executive hire. No year-long project, no learning curve. Just your own unfair advantage built around how you already work. Book a free strategy call at meetcaddy.com. That's meetcaddy.com. Caddy, your unfair advantage.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy.
I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T in the hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
Hey, thank you for tuning in for hour 3 and the video on twitch.tv and YouTube as well. Rick Tittle with you. We have open lines to talk sports. 1-800-878-PLAY. Call me up and check me out. Check me out. You like what you see? Today, the Premier League season begins. Coventry, newly promoted, will take on the champions, Arsenal. Boo, boo. I saw Coventry City at Highfield Road Stadium in Coventry before they tore it down back in the day. That was kind of a scary night, actually. I was walking some bad neighborhoods, pitch black. No one was around. It's like the houses were abandoned. That's a story for another day. But the Sky Blues are back. The team that couldn't be relegated, as they were called, and then Gordon Strachan got them relegated. That's beside the point. Tomorrow, Tottenham will begin the season. Thank goodness they're still in the Prem, and they're spending money like it's gone out of style for the first time since I've been a fan, thankfully. But this is my last day of peace before all these players who don't know about my existence will determine my mental health for 9 months. This is more important than anything else because there's promotion and relegation. And Tottenham last year, flirted is the wrong word, but it looked they were in the drop zone in the last month of the season. They were 4 points back in the drop zone. They had a game in hand, but they were 4 points adrift at one point just a few months ago. And I can't tell you the anxiety and the horrific, horrifyingness of that. So this has more to do with my mental state than most things. So I kept saying it's a quality of life thing. My quality of life would have gone down 50% had they been relegated. And I'm not kidding. That's how important it is. And this is why I'm jealous of yak farmers in Nepal who do they have yaks in Nepal? Who have never heard of sports. Blissfully happy, not worrying about promotion and relegation. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. We got another hour on that happy note. Come on back.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
I'm holding in my hand the American Silver Eagle Dollar. It's a beautiful piece of American history, and it's 1 ounce of silver. Originally minted in 1986, these coins are a beautiful classic piece of American history, and they're a great investment you should add to your portfolio. The beauty of silver is that however much you have available to invest, silver is affordable and easy to acquire, with one coin costing around $30. So, if you choose to invest a few thousand in silver, you can get quite a bit for your money, and you'll have a tangible asset that you can hold, one you can be proud to own. Claim your piece of American history with American Silver Eagle Dollars. Call the Silver Hotline right now.
800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. That's 800-620-1624.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-364-2984. 800-364-2984. 800-364-2984. That's 800-364-2984.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful, genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle he's so handsome, he's a genius.
I am so excited to be back on the Rick Tittle Show.
Thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. 11:12 a.m. is when we like to catch up with our friends at Pro Wagering, professional handicappers and prognosticators, and our buddy Carmine Marino, the horse racing expert, joins us on Fridays. We're quite happy to have him again. Carmine, we'll get to some of the races, but I forgot to ask you about this last week, about the passing of Robbie Alvarado, the former jockey who was only 53, but I know that the Churchill Downs put out a great tribute to him. What can you tell us about Robbie Alvarado?
Outstanding jockey, good guy, family guy. He rode Court Curlin. This was tragic. I mean, it was unexpected. Actually, they figured he was going to recover. It was going to take a little time. He had a heart attack. And I think they did a bypass. And I guess when your number's up, your number's up. I mean, God, he was behind a wife and children. He was always very well liked by everybody. I haven't heard anybody say a derogatory thing about the guy. And the sport's missing one of their good ones. He retired kind of young. Most jockeys been riding into the mid-50s. I think he had some health issues. He'd fallen off the horses a couple of times. And his body just said, you know what, I'm done. And I think he was moving on to bigger and better things. This is very unfortunate for him and his family. Obviously, for his family.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And one other thing I wanted to get to as well, and this happened about 10 days ago, was that there was some irregularities apparently at Fair Hill Training Center, and there were some racetracks in New York and New Jersey that were getting scrutiny because of this training facility in Maryland, because they had entered some horses in Saratoga and at Monmouth. Did you ever find out what that was all about?
They haven't found out yet. I know they're looking into it closely. It's interesting because of the fact that the way it went down leaves a lot to be desired. But by the same token, it doesn't mean the races were fixed. They might have they actually were overbet. And the reason the irregularity was when you have a $30-some horse and the daily double only pays $28. That's a problem. So people are going to look at that and say, okay, what's going on here? And that's what really happened. And so we haven't heard anything about that. This week we heard about another guy who was getting inside information. He was gambling. He was a gambler. He was a racehorse owner, and he got through the computer system, which is antiquated. And Heisa, which likes to bust jockeys' balls for hitting a horse 8 times versus 6, but this is a guy that was basically betting, going into tournaments and taking advantage of an edge he had. Which, you know what, to me, that's just not right. I mean, everybody should have a fair shake at the information he had, which he was stealing off the internet or the computer system.
All right, I knew you would know. All right, let's take a look at. We got some big races. Let's start at Del Mar, and we have the California, the Pacific Classic, and I'm looking at the favorite, maybe the 11 Knightsbridge, which of course is where Harrods, and that's all that great shopping area in London. So Knightsbridge, very posh name. You have Forged Steel at 2. Other than that, maybe Hit Show at 7. What are you thinking?
Well, we know that Knightsbridge is going to have some speed, push to the front. Now, off of his last race, that was a very lightning fast track at Monmouth, he got to the front and never looked back. First time he ever went past a mile. He went 1 mile and 1/8 in a very good time and ran 1 by 10.5. His buyer number is the highest of the year. His show has been running lousy lately. He's a closer. He likes the 1.25 miles, but I'm looking elsewhere. I think there's two horses in this race that they're now horses. One's United States and the other one's Japan. I love this horse Finger, and he's got a 6-pound edge over the field, and even a 1-pound edge over the filly, the mare. Filly, I'm Enjoy, the one horse. Fort Steele is going to go to the front, has experience in California, won at the mile and a quarter earlier in the year when he won the Gold Cup. But I'm not overly impressed with this horse. And if he was that good, why didn't Pratt come out with him? But the horse you got to really look at that's dangerous is Navajo Warrior. This is an incredibly amazing horse, and he is on fire. He's won three in a row, overwhelmingly.
By the way,
that's where my money's going.
Something got lost in translation with the Japanese horse named Finger. I mean, that's a pretty bad name.
Yeah, at a gun runner. Yeah, it's a crazy name. But I'm going to tell you right now, Tanaka, the trainer, and the jockey, you know what I like about this? The jockey's been his jockey his whole career, and his 8 starts. He's never worse than second. But he won the Tokyo Derby over a sloppy track on the front end very impressively. And he's earned $1,300,000 so far in his career, short career. I think this is the upset special. If you get 8-1 on this horse, breakdance. That's a steal. The same thing could be said for Navajo Warrior. That's my exacta. I love Knight's Bridge as a good horse, but I don't know if he's going to get the mile and a quarter. His numbers don't say he's a mile and a quarter horse. Now, Hitchell should close, but I don't think Hitchell wins the race. I think his best form was last year, or actually when he ran in Dubai and won. I had him that day. It was a nice price, $50 horse. But when I'm looking at the rest of the field, Fort Steele, there's a lot of front end speed, but Finger's going to have, I think it's the class of these horses. Fort Steele is a nice colt. I mean, I'd love to own him, but I don't think he's a great horse. I think he's a group 2, 3, handicap horse where I think Finger's going to be a legitimate grade 1 horse. And I think this horse is going to be running in the Breeders' Cup sometime this year.
Finger's jockey you're mentioning, Keita Tosaki. Navajo Warriors jockey, Safi Jofa's horse, will be Micah Husbands. And Micah Husbands is a guy that has been around for a while. He's got almost $8 million in earnings, but he's not one of these guys that flies around like the Pratts and the Alvarados and some of these other guys. Is he more of a California guy?
No, he's actually Canadian jockey.
Okay.
And then he went to Florida and he came to the U.S. and he's tied in with Joseph. And he's actually been very successful. He's won 25% of his mounts with the Safi Joseph horses. And Safi Joseph is having a monster year, and he's won a lot of nice races this year. And he's winning at 23% for the year. That's strong. I really think Navajo Warrior could be that good. And he does not have to go to the front. He can lay 3rd or 4th and then sweep home. And I like the fact that Husbands is on this horse.
Just one more question about this race. There's an Argentine horse, the 4, Subsanador. The veteran Mike Smith is going to be in the mounts. Trainer Richard Mandela, is he an Argentine guy?
No, Mandela's been an American trainer for years. But this particular horse is definitely over his skis. This is not a race that I would say, okay, fine. Even though last year, or actually 2 years ago, ran second in the San Diego Handicap, I don't see this horse making any noise. And based on his last few starts, Fort Steele crushed him. He hasn't done anything. He's 0 for 3 this year. I would be very shocked if this horse popped up and won a mile and a quarter race. The 5-horse Malaychuk is better than the 4, and that's not saying much.
Do you want to take a real quick look at the Del Mar Mile Stakes?
I actually want to look at the Del Mar Miles. I'm biased. I wanted to look at the Del Mar Oaks.
Okay, let's do that.
3-year-old. This is a great race. This is an excellent race. This is going to have a lot of firepower in it. There's a shipper coming in from back east, Midwest actually. Philip Bauer, the Tim Tam. I love this horse. I love the trainer. Alvarado's coming out to ride this horse. I really like the way this horse is running. This is an interesting play. But the horse to beat is absolutely the 9 horse. That's Kensington Lane. Mm-hmm. This is a horse that's been running in grade 1 races over in Europe competitively. He first started Saratoga, that last race. Coming home in 11-1 is impressive. A 147-3 in the Belmont Oaks back in July 4th. This horse could be every bit that good. Rosario rode him then. He's going to ride him again this time. Rosario's been red hot in California lately.
And then you have
4 Irish horses, 2 British horses. They're taking over the world.
Well, they tend to do a very good job when they come over here. But I'm gonna say define. This would be a defining upset if he came through. The other one, Green Carrera, I don't know what to say. Joe O'Brien is the trainer, a very good trainer overall. This is a horse that doesn't have experience in the higher levels. This has been a mile horse. He hasn't gotten this far. It's not much. It's only another eighth of a mile, but this it's 2 turns. This would be a challenge for that horse. So I got him. I'm looking at him. And the other horse you got to look at is number 10, Raiding Party. Now, I had him his last time out. He's a significant closer. This race is going to set up for him to have a piece of it, but I don't know if he can beat Kensington Lane, nor do I think he can beat Tam Tam. I think this is going to be a 3-9-10 play for me, and I'm definitely leaning on the 9 horse. I think this is the class of the field. And if this horse runs like he did last time, look out. It's over.
I'm going for Tam Tam because that's a horse that's going to have an American flag on it, Carmine.
Well, I like that. And Alvarado's on the horse because he may be disappointed in the next race. So if he gets this one, he won't be as upset.
All right, good stuff. Carmine Marino from Pro Wagering, always entertaining. Thanks for your insights.
Take care. Talk to you next week.
All right, I'm Rick Tittle. We'll come on back. We got open lines the rest of the way at 1-800-878-PLAY.
Who's watching me? I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Oh, when I come home at night, I go for.
Right now, you can switch from cable television to satellite television for free. That's right, we're offering free equipment, free installation, plus get a free $100 prepaid Visa card. Call the Satellite TV hotline right now. Make the switch from cable to satellite television and expand your viewing horizon. On top of free installation, for a limited time, we're offering a fixed price guarantee. With Satellite TV, you'll save money over your expensive cable bill. Plus, get access to hundreds of channels. And when you call right now, you can also ask about our seniors and military discounts. So make the switch to Satellite TV right now. Everybody gets free installation, free equipment, plus a $100 prepaid Visa card. Call right now and you can switch to Satellite TV and be watching everything you wanted to within the next week. And remember, installation's free, so call right now. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. That's 800-696-2871.
Hear that overflow? That's not just rain. That's water pouring straight into your home's foundation. Clogged, broken, or missing gutters and downspouts can cause costly damage fast. We're talking foundation cracks, flooded basements, rotting wood, even mold. Most homeowners don't realize the damage until it's too late. We install, repair, and replace full-service gutter and downspout systems built to move water away from your home where it belongs. Call right now for a free gutter inspection. We'll show you exactly what's wrong and exactly how to fix it before it turns into a major repair bill. Call the Gutter Helpline now. Protect your home. Protect your foundation. Fix your gutters before they fail. Here's the number.
800-884-1561. 800-884-1561. 800-884-1561. That's 800-884-1561.
Everyone likes a success story. All In Lid Company was started by 2 young entrepreneurs who wanted to build a premium hat brand around quality products and an inspiring mindset. That mindset? All In Lid isn't about what you wear, it's about how you think. Believe in yourself. This brand was created to inspire people to go all in on themselves, to chase the goals that matter to them, to bet on their vision, their work ethic, and their belief, even when the outcome feels uncertain. Founded at Florida State University in Tallahassee, the message quickly resonated with students who believed in the mentality behind it. Today, All In Lid represents more than premium headwear. It represents commitment, confidence, and ownership, a reminder to stop playing small and show up fuller for your goals. Their mission is simple: to inspire as many people as possible to go all in on themselves and their next chapter. AllInLid.com. Be sure to check it out. AllInLid.com.
You think this is a humorous occasion? You are mistaken.
Come on, come along, take the ride. There's a party on the dance and ain't no job. It's line, it's all the way live. Don't even have to walk, don't even have to drive. It's slide, slippity slide. Just forget about the troubles in your 9 to 5 and just sail on. That's what you do, just sail on. Now the view's so funky, hey, what do you think? What is it called? It's called a lakeside stank.
Rick Tittle can usually be found at He Baby Mama House.
All right, thank you for that. And welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. By the way, it's the 6th anniversary of the worst home run call in Major League Baseball history. And I feel bad for Tom Brenneman, who's a very good broadcaster. And I met his I met his dad, Marty, one time at an event, who was a very nice guy. But you might remember during a Reds broadcast, they came back from a break and Tom Brenneman said a word about homosexuals with rhymes with bag. He said it's the bag capital of the world. And then they finished the inning, went to a break, came back, and he started the apology while the game was going on. And this is all online, you can see it. But I didn't know it was the 6th. Someone has to point out the 6th. I'm sure he's like that. He's more like, hey, Rick, thanks for bringing this up. But he has been getting some work. You know, it's sort of like Glenn Kuiper has been getting some work on some Giants games after accidentally saying the N-word. He was trying to say, he went to the Negro Leagues Museum in Kansas City, and it came out sounding like something else, and that was it. He was fired by the A's. But the thing about when Tom Brenneman came back and he said, I pride myself as a man of faith. I am so very, very sorry from the bottom of the heart. I can't tell you how much this is bad, and I might not be wearing this headset again. By the way, a long drive by Castellanos, and that's a home run. Anyway, I just want to let everybody know that I feel really... That was a home run call. And I do feel... If he had just come on and said, I'm very, very sorry. Look, I understand, you know, how desperate he was to ask for an apology. On the other hand, it's a home run call. By the way, it's a deep drive by Castellanos, and that's going to be a home run. Anyway, back to the word that I let go. Sorry. All right. Can you be two things at once? Can you be a dog and a cat? Can you be night and day? Well, Daquan Wright is about to find out. What does that mean, Rick? How about that for a lead-in? The Cleveland Browns rookie has entered the transfer portal. What? Mongo, Dogface, Banana Patch? What did you say? The President of the United States will be at the Kremlin in his office. What? Yes. Old Miss tight end Daquan Wright. He was undrafted, and he's in Browns camp, and he's still in Browns camp. But he's one of those 16 players we were talking about who want to go back to college after this Louisiana judge granted a temporary restraining order. Not for a wacko, you sure are pretty, will you marry me? No thanks. Are you sure? That's what you need a restraining order for usually. So Wright was a very good tight end at Vatek. And then he transferred to Ole Miss, and he was a very good tight end at Ole Miss. He was second team All-SEC, and he went undrafted. Philly signed him, they cut him, then Cleveland picked him up. He's still on the team. So, despite all these NCAA rules that apply regarding players who've signed NFL contracts and are ineligible to return, This temporary restraining order has created this little time-sensitive window for these players who are on NFL. They're not rosters, but they're in camp. They have numbers. So final cuts are in 9 days. You need to get to 53. And by the way, a few years ago, remember it's like you got to be down to this many on this day, and then this day, and this day. Then they finally said, look, just cut players if you feel like it, but you only have to be down to 53 on August 30th, and that's going to be it. So you think about the NIL. And I was talking yesterday to Steve Hellwagen from Bucknuts up there in Columbus. And Jeremiah Smith got $10 million. Or he could have had $10 million to leave, and Ohio State gave him $8 million. Last year as a freshman, he got $4 million. He's a teenager and he has $12 million so far. Good for him. I don't disparage against that. But you think about not even being able to make the Eagles' preliminary camp and then going to Cleveland, a team that stinks. But the thing about Cleveland, they have a lot of good wideouts, believe it or not. Especially the rookies, Concepcion and Boston. You got Jerry Jeudy, but tight end-wise, I don't know. Joku, he ain't there. So give it a shot. But this is exactly what the NCAA never wanted to happen. Never wanted to happen. And here's the thing. He's not merely challenging for another collegiate season. He's actively exploring what other college teams could offer him, whilst his agent is exploring what other NFL organizations could offer him at the same time. That sounded impossible to me until today. Now, the former Seahawks and SMU running back TJ Harden is among these group of players too, that Louisiana lawsuit, and he's trying to get back in. The Ohio State kicker Jaden Fielding is trying to get back in. He filed a personal suit in Illinois. By the way, when I graduated college, my dad bought me a personal suit at Brooks Brothers. But Fielding was all Big Ten as a field goal kicker. And I talked about Jack Pyburn yesterday. There's also ex-Xavier Harris, the South Carolina safety. It's a 4-year starter. DQ Smith, Dairy Queen himself. They're in there. And you know what? I like it. I like it because it tells the Browns, all right, well, I guess you don't want me. And the Browns can now say, yeah, we'll hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back. Or it's just saying, I know I'm not going to be a part of things. So let me go back. It was about 20 years ago where if you declared for the draft in basketball, you gave up all your college eligibility. And I remember Stanford had a point guard. Stanford was actually number 1 in the nation at one point at this time. It's hard to believe, the Adam Keefe years. And I remember a guy who I worked with said, you should trade Tim Hardaway to get Adam Keefe. Isn't that what it's all about? Isn't that what it's all about, Rick? And I said, what? It's all about trading a great player for a schmuck with freckles? No, that's not what it's about. Unless you want to suck. So my vocabulary is so great. You suck. I suck. I suck. But that was the thing where you would declare and then your eligibility was gone. So then Chris Nance came out and he's like, hey, I'm the point guard for the number 1 team. And they go, you'll never play in the NBA. And he went, okay, thanks for telling me. And he went back to Stanford. Good for him. He would have given up everything. And then they'd be like, why did you think you were good? I thought everybody was telling me I was good. No, you're not that good, dude. So once again, Daquan Wright, Cleveland Browns tight end, is in the transfer portal. Let that rattle around in your empty dome for a while. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back.
I'm an American veteran. I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating an old car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how their program works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. Running or not, it doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. As a veteran, show your support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Card Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car up for free, and you'll get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to give you right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. That's 800-887-1097. Proceeds support Heroes on the Water. Right now, you can switch from cable television to satellite television for free. That's right, we're offering free equipment, free installation, plus get a free $100 prepaid Visa card. Call the Satellite TV hotline right now. Make the switch from cable to satellite television and expand your viewing horizon. On top of free installation, for a limited time, we're offering a fixed price guarantee. With satellite TV, you'll save money over your expensive cable bill. Plus, get access to hundreds of channels. And when you call right now, you can also ask about our seniors and military discounts. So make the switch to satellite TV right now. Everybody gets free installation, free equipment, plus a $100 prepaid Visa card. Call right now and you can switch to satellite TV and be watching everything you wanted to within the next week. And remember, installation's free, so call right now. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. 800-696-2871. That's 800-696-2871.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract, even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. That's 800-826-4073.
If we're handing out insults for being fat, let's have a go at him. Look at him. Why? And he's got glasses. Let's call Four Eyes as well. Why don't we call him Fatty Fatty Toad Boy? 1, 2, 3, 4. See that Eddie's on the end, big and skinny, that we done. See that Eddie's on his step, ooh, done, feeling it.
Don't be getting your granny panties all in a bunch. We got Rick Tittle up in here.
All right, we got Rick Tittle up in here, and the lines are available at 1-800-878-PLAY. If you want to know my level of maturity, and just because I know a lot about history does not mean I'm smart. It just means I'm a history nerd. I'm actually, to show you my level of maturity, I was just laughing my behind off in the break because there's some stupid video on the internet. This woman, she's filming, she's going around these office cubicles, and she's tapping these women on the shoulder, and she's like, Bethany, and she's like, yeah, they said you sounded like an owl. Like an owl? Yeah, that's what they said. They went, who? Then they went to the next person. Yeah, they said you sounded like an owl. I went, who? Oh, that's high hilarity. That'll hold me over for a while. Okay. You know, the NFL, too. Well, it's a weird segue. The NFL every year has new rules. I remember when I was a kid, it was like, oh, in the grass. I go, what's in the grass? And my dad was like, well, it's supposed to help quarterbacks when you when they from getting hurt. It's called in the grass. In the grass. Now he was saying in the grasp. In other words, once you got a hold of the quarterback, then they blew the whistle. But they realized that there was no point in when you would grasp a guy and then stop. It was usually you were grasping him for a millisecond while you were nailing him. So whether it's in the grasp or the seventh day of Venice, however you're saying it wrong, there are rules. Well, when he jumped up and got hit and then got knocked out of bounds, if he hadn't been knocked out of bounds, then he would have been, all that. I hate forward progress. I hate the stupid rule. If a guy gets knocked back, he gets knocked back. Well, if it's on his own impetus. Yeah, it's just, there's a lot of dumb rules. Even last night, I'm watching that game. One of my favorite names, Kaimi Fairbairn. Kaimi Fairbairn of the Texans. Good kicker. But he didn't kick it in the landing zone. We will fight them on the landing zones. The Raiders got the ball at the 40. The landing zone. Everything's a pooch kick, and everybody has to be a mannequin. So in other words, they change rules all the time. So there's a new rule this year. A slight new rule. For the first time ever, someone beside the head coach can throw the red challenge flag. Right now, I'm going to get canceled. Can throw the red challenge flag. It says the head coach or head coach's pregame challenge designee can initiate a challenge by throwing the red flag onto the field before the next snap or kick. Now, there are some people, so you don't have to say me or him. You have to point it out, like your rental car. Who else might be driving? There are teams where coaches get so mad and they run on the field that they actually have a minder. I always think this is the worst job ever for a football team. Just think how excited you are. I'm in the NFL. What? I'm on the sideline. Oh my gosh, your coaching career is so great. You were a graduate assistant just 3 years ago. I know. Now I'm on the side. What do you do? Oh, I hold back the coach when he gets really mad so he doesn't run on the field. Because you know what happens with those guys? We've all seen it. The coach gets mad. He throws down his headset. He starts swearing. He starts walking on the field. And the other guy comes in and grabs him. And all that guy gets is, at best, a dirty look, and at worst, a tongue lashing and a physical push. So there are guys that do that. But now there's a red flag designee. And there are some people who's calling it the Zach Taylor rule. Why? Because Zachary Taylor, and I love that he admitted this, because he said, I've been here since 2019, and Doug Rosfeld has always been the guy to throw the flag. Like, what? He said, I've been here for 8 years, and I have never thrown a challenge flag. I go, you don't? He goes, no, it's never been an issue. They come up in pregame and they go, who's got the flag? And I say, that guy. I didn't even know it was frowned upon. I know there's other coaches in this league. I'm not the only one who did it. I saw they implemented a new rule, so maybe we'll get a retroactive fine. So they said, why aren't you in charge of it? He says, it's just easier for me not to be in charge of it. Now, I'm sure it's his decision, right? But he's like, I got enough to worry about. I remember when I was offensive coordinator for my high school alma mater, and I hired one of my best friends to be the linebacker coach. And there were at least three things that bugged me. Never hire your friends. He's still one of my best friends. But he would stand one step on the field during the game, and I kept going, coach, yeah, you got to get off the field. And he would step back a half step. Like, what, do you have some sort of inner ear problem where you drive on the shoulder of the freeway? Get off the field. The other one was, like, one time I was yelling at the ref, you forgot to stop the clock, you forgot to stop the clock. And he goes, coach, you got bigger problems than the clock right now. I went, my only problem is the clock right now. And the other problem is he would kick people off the team willy-nilly. And then I'd always reinstate them. they'd come crying to me, "What up?" I go, "What happened?" They go, "That Niner coach." He'd always wear Niner gear. "That Niner coach said, push a grape around the track with your nose or you're cut." He goes, I didn't think he would quit. I go, "Will you quit kicking people off the team?" Anyway, so in other words, it can be a little bit crazy on the sideline. And so I understand why Zach Taylor would be like, "Hey, you, throw it." I'm sure that guy's not throwing it on his own. That's where Rosveld comes in. He's his right-hand man. And Zach Taylor said, they always made it clear to me that Doug has to stand close. And I guess if I ever needed to sneak one by them back there, I mean, they couldn't just get me on the headset. Doug could have done it, but that's never come up. That's just part of our routine. I just feel better with Doug having it. He's on it. He's paranoid. He doesn't want to miss it. I've yelled at him a few times. I remember my college coach, who was such a dummy. We were at a game and the headset wasn't working with the eye in the sky. He was talking to the OC. And our tech guy came over, who was a grown man. He was like 40. And he's like, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "The headset's not working." And he goes, "Okay." And then he took it off and he slammed it into the ground and went into 1,000 pieces. He goes, "Effing fix it." I'm like, yeah, there's no, I can never get paid enough to be treated like that. So they asked Rosfeld about it. The Athletic did. And he said, when the situation arises, Jack tells me to throw it. I just move towards the refs and make sure I get to know them before the game and I know their names and make sure that they know that I have the red flag so that I can quickly get it down on the ground in front of them. And by the way, the Bengals have won 5 they won 5 challenges last season. That was third most in the whole league. So now the NFL is implementing a rule of something they've already been doing for a long time. That's got to be good, right? From now on, your show has to begin at 9 and go to 12. All right, I'll try to adjust. Thanks for telling me. All right, I want to give a shout out to a guy that I respect who lost his job. His name's Danny Amendolara. And in this business, people get hired and fired all the time. Not Danny, Damon. Sorry. Damon Amendolara was on Mad Dog Sports, Chris Russo's station on Sirius. And he is now out. He's done immediately. He's a sports talk show host. And he said, "Do not feel bad for me. I have lived an incredibly charmed life, and I've been on both sides of this equation. I have replaced others. I've been part of new shows. I've had an incredible good run of fortune over 25 years in the business." The reason I bring this up is because Damon Amendolara has been, even though he has no ties to Oakland, he has been an ally of the John Fisher hate movement. And when we had our first big Fans Fest that I hosted, this was 3 years ago, Jack London Square, I was one of the hosts. Damon Amendolara brought his show on the Mad Don Network to our Fans Fest. And he sat down with some of our guests, Coco Crisp and Grant Balfour. And he's friends with another Damon, Damon Bruce. I think Damon Bruce sat down with him as well. And the Last Dive Bar guy sat down with them. And whenever during the process of them moving to Vegas, Amendolara was always someone to jump up and down. You know, Jeff Passan had a classic tweet where he said, everything about the A's move to Vegas is just greed. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with baseball. It's just greed. And that was fine. But Amendolara to fly from New York to Oakland to be a part of a Fans Fest. Remember, Fan Fest used to be sponsored by the A's. And as part of the broadcast team on the flagship for pre and post, I used to host many of those, whether it was at the Coliseum or Jack London Square. And then I would have a booth with, whether it was Towney or Guy Haberman or whomever. I would interview A's players, and this was all with the blessing of the A's. Well, then Lou Wolf said, no more Fan Fest. So Last Dive Bar and the Oakland 68s created Fans Fest. And it was like during the pandemic, they had the first one, and I hosted that solo. That was in Brooklyn Basin, near my favorite restaurant, Broadside. And so it grew, and then it went to Jack London Square, and then it went to Raimondi Park. And this last year, I hosted it at Fruitvale, and we had I got to interview Shep Messing on stage, which was really cool. But anyway, I just want to give a shout out. I was sorry to see Damon, and look, Damon's still he's gonna work somewhere else, but it sucks for him, and it's no reflection on him. It's just these things just happen. But I want to give him a shout out because Damon Amendolara flew all the way out to Oakland to support a cause that is not near and dear to him. He did it merely as the justice of a fellow baseball fan. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. Let's take a break and come on back on Byline.
Sometimes life changes, and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline. We can help you sell your home as is, no cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash, whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind. Call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950-3143. 800-950-3143. That's 800-950-3143.
Lower your car payment today. Lower your car payment today. Yes, you heard us right. You can lower your car payment right now by making this free call and save up to $1,400 a year on your current car payments. Think about your current car payment right now. What's that costing you per year? Now think about what it would be like to put an extra $1,400 back in your pocket. That's the average savings our customers experience. We can help you drive the same car and pay less every month by lowering your car payment's interest rate to as low as 4.67%. At Rate Genius, we can work with you to refinance any car payment. If you qualify, it costs you nothing to find out how you can lower your car payment. To learn more, call this number right now.
800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. That's 800-832-2816.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now.
800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40! You take them all, man. And put him in control. Watch him become a god.
But don't ask Rick Tittle to bring it, because it already done got brought.
All right, talk to me. I'm a man. I'm 40. That's how old James Harden is going to be when his new contract runs out. The Cavaliers have extended him 3 years, $97 million. So this includes a player option for 28-29 with a trade kicker. And that now means Harden has topped or will top $500 million in salary. He's forget shoe contracts and everything else. Salary. And the only other people that have got over $500 million, LeBron, KD, Steph, Devin Booker, Paul George, Donovan Mitchell, and Joel Embiid. And we know Harden is not exactly Patrick Beverly or Joe Dumars on defense, but we also know that he's like Steph on offense. The guy is a born scorer, and he will be in the Hall of Fame, despite being pretty one-dimensional. And he did help Cleveland get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And so he declined his player option to pursue more money on a longer deal, and he got it. So, I mean, they just made that deal. We were talking about it on Wednesday. They got Peyton Watson from the Nuggets, and they gave him a 4-year, $88 million deal and a 5-team trade. But even last year at 37 years old, he averaged 20 and a half, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. That was only 26 games after he got dealt over. Now, Cleveland did get swept by the Knicks. Remember, the Knicks were red hot after that embarrassment in Atlanta in the earlier round. And then the only other game they lost was when Trump went to MSG in the finals. But flipping Darius Garland to the Clippers for Harden, that didn't seem great. But, you know, they've lost Dean Wade, Max Strus, friend of the show, and Dennis Schroeder now. But it'll be Harden and Mitchell and Watson and Mobley and Allen, and I think they'll feel okay with themselves. So congrats to the beard. I'm Rick Tittle.